the energy, work, and heat. Energy can be in two forms. Energy, we have the stored energy and the energy in transition. For the stored, we could have mechanical energy, we could have internal energy, we could have chemical energy, and electrical energy. While for energy in transition, we have heat and work. We can now talk about heat and work because they are forms of energy and they are the only energy that can cross the boundaries of a system. And they cannot and cannot exist as stored energy. So we now want to think about what's the concept of work and heat. So we have work can be applied in piston and cylinder arrangement, or change in momentum of the fluid due to paddle work. So I could illustrate these two sources of work in this form. We have the paddle work, and we have B, sorry, we have, I have a little error here. We have piston work, I mean to say, and for here we have paddle work. So we have these two forms of imputing work to a system. Either we impute the work through the paddle work, through the piston work, or we impute it through the paddle work. Now, when we think about work in a system, we have something that is called the sign convention. So we want to see what signs do we take when we want to analyze a system. What signs do we attach? So thinking about the sign convention, we have for work output of the system, work output of the system, work output of the system is given a positive value, and this work output is work done by the system on the surrounding. Work done by the system on the surrounding. Then we have, and we give it a positive sign. Okay, so we are discussing the sign conventions. Then when we have work system would be negative, work input, it's a negative work, and it is work done on the system, work done on the system by the surroundings. So we give it a negative sign. Then we now discuss the second form of transition energy. Second form of transition energy, which is the heat energy. Remember, we said these types of energy are the only energies that cross the boundary of the system. So, for work, we have Q. First of all, if we want to define heat, we would say that heat is the change of state of a system due to difference in temperature between system and surroundings. And it appears only at the boundary. So for the sign convention for heat, sign convention, positive heat Q is when heat flows into a system. Negative heat is when negative Q is when heat flows out of a system. So you've heard the word for heat to be rejected. So when you use that term heat rejected, you are actually talking about heat flowing out of the system, and that is a negative heat. So that's the heat rejected. So we can also add here negative heat for rejected heat and positive heat for heat supplied heat to the system. So we have seen the sign conventions that involve heat and work. Now we want to look at what kind of things, how can I differentiate these two forms of energy? How can we differentiate them? The first thing we want to think about is, before we even start differentiating them, let's see how we can talk about what they have in common. The first thing is, both of them are path functions and inexact differentials. The second thing is, they are both boundary phenomena. Like we said earlier, they are only seen at the boundary of the system. Then both are associated with a process, not a state. And they have no meaning when you are dealing with state. Then systems possess energy but not work or heat. So these four things help us to see how these two forms of energy are connected. However, they have very clear differences. The first would be, in heat transfer, a temperature difference is required. That's a difference. While in work, you do not require a temperature difference. So a temperature difference is not required. Another difference would be, in a stable system, there cannot be work transfer. However, there is no restriction for heat transfer. So in a stable system, that's a system that is stable, there cannot be work transfer because the system is stable. But I can still transfer heat. So that's a major difference between the work concept and the